いいぞ。グッジョブ。いいぞ。
うん、分かった。
行くぞ。
任せて。いいよ。これでどう？
先取りできるか。
任せて。了解。了解。
行くぞ。
任せて。行くよ。行くよ。くらいなさい。チャンスだよ。
行くぞ。
行くよ。任せて。今だよ。
行くぞ。
任せて。今よ。これでどう？回復するね。よし。 これで決める。
グッジョブ。
分かった。
やるな。いいぞ。
分かった。
行くぞ行くぞ。
チャンスだよ。
これで決める。
連携いくよ。
グッジョブ。行くぞ。いいぞ。最高だ。
分かった。
これで決める。
連携いくよ。嬉しい。任せたよ。
いいぞ。
わかった。甘い。
これで決める。グッジョブ。これで決める。
任せて。
グッジョブ。
分かった。
最高だ。
一緒に行くよ。
最高だ。いいぞ。
分かった。
ッジョン。やるな。グッジョン。
うん、わかった。
いいぞ。
うん、わかった。
行くぞ。いいぞ。
チャンスだよ。
やるな。
うん、わかった。
いいぞ。
どうかした？
これで決める。グッジョン。
今よ。嬉しい。
行くぞ。やるな。
うん、わかった。
よし。行くぞ行くぞ。
チャンスだよ。
グッジョン。いいぞ。
次よろしく。
最高だ。いいぞ。最高だ。グッジョブ。
わかった。
最高だ。行くぞ行くぞ。
いくよ。
やるな。
うん、わかった。見てってよ。またよろしくね。
いらっしゃい。進化させるんだな。強化するんだな。うまくいった。うまくいった。やっちゃった。うまくいった。やっちゃった。やっちゃった。やっちゃった。うまくいった。うまくいった。うまくいった。うまくいった。うまくいった。うまくいった。やっちゃった。うまくいった。やっちゃった。うまくいった。進化させるんだな。ありがとな。
I finally did my hair! What's up, H Brand? Kiran Gaming, you subscribe me please. No comment. Gung-Ho is having a secret new title announced ACC to Hiromoshi Tanaka early this year. You mean next year? Early next year. But Gung-Ho is, I think, a online / digital only mobile creator. I don't know any Gung-Ho games on the PlayStation, at least not physical. I got a new weapon and I got a new shield. Finally, I am searching for the crystal scorpions because they give you insect feelers as a material, and I need those a lot actually for pretty much all of my equipment. Oh, Gung-Ho was on PSX exhibitor list. Okay, that's interesting. But I have no idea where the hell these crystal scorpions are. I've seen them and I'm trying to, I'm spending almost an hour trying to find those. Holy shit, a level 29 here, a level 30. Oh, experience. Oh, I'm level 26. Didn't even see that. Ah, yeah, finally new skills. Sonically. Okay. Finally, I found a better weapon than the scimitar. I don't know, I didn't like the scimitar. I also don't like how he looks when you're not doing anything. You're just like this. This one is so much cooler. I have more than 10,000 HP though. Woo! Okay, whatever.
Easy.
Like this. Yes, bitch. It's like a area that is a little bit more powerful. All the enemies in this map are like 20, 24, 22, it's like 29 and 30. Good though, because it gives a lot of XP. Okay, that's interesting. Making high-end games. Well, I mean, high-end console games or high-end mobile games? Because some mobile games are, pretty much like RPGs of the older days, like high profile or AAA, at least for mobile. Because I know Gung-Ho releases a lot of digital games on the mobile. I don't remember any PlayStation game I have from Gung-Ho. Oh wait, I got one. I think it's Room Factory. Wait, I want to see it. Now I want to see it. Gung-Ho? No, it's Natsume. Yeah, it's not from Gung-Ho. High-end console games. Oh, which games? Which games did he make? Which games did Gung-Ho make that are high-end? Because high-end are, like Tales of and like Final Fantasy. like the side games, you know, their next project that we talked about yesterday, that is pretty much their first like PlayStation game that I can remember at least. Because the PS3 does have a couple of RPGs that are not available in the West, but I don't think anyone is from side games or Gunblue. Or they are digital. I don't know about it. Grave Skull. Yeah, see, Gunblue hasn't made any high-end console games. They're like a smaller developer for digital games. Because I follow them on Facebook. Holy shit, level 38. No, that's a little bit too high. But holy shit, where the hell is these? I really don't understand. Like, I've done here, 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 here. I've been here, maybe here. Because I need to farm it. Okay, let me check it out. I know they're somewhere here. I mean, here in this map, in this location. I just can't find out where. Yeah, that's the game that we talked about. Granblue Fantasy. Granblue itself, though, is a longer-running franchise that I can remember. But I think they're, or they are MMOs, or they are mobile games. If I am right. Because the Granblue Fantasy is a franchise, it's not like one game. I don't need crack mites. I don't get it, where are they? Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they were in the first location. Maybe they were never here. I don't know. Mobile browsers and premium apps. Yeah, see, so I will get it. Except for the MMOs. Where's the MMOs? But I do know that Granblue is a franchise. Not their first game, but I think it is their first console game, like really big Japanese RPG console game. Here in the city where I live, though, there was a how do you say that? Like a garage sale, but more like a flea market. There was a flea market. And there was one stand with a lot of games, like a lot of games. I think it was just from a game shop. But there were a lot of PlayStation 3, a couple of PS4s, but like holy shit, I always hate when I forget the name. The cheapest game they had for the PlayStation 3 was 10 euros. Like seriously, 10 euros is the cheapest game you have? That's more expensive. The guy did start talking though, like, you know, have you seen anything special? And I was like, you know, a couple, but you know, I never like to say like, oh, you're too expensive, you know, that's weird. But I'm like, oh yeah, but you know, I don't have any money with me, and I'm just checking out this game. And you know, a lot of these games I already have. My God, such a shame. He actually had a lot of RPGs. He had like Resonance of Fate. He had Atelier games. He had Psvita Chronicles, Eternal Sonata. You had a huge bunch of Super Nintendo and Nintendo games though. Gacha turn-based mobile games like Gun Ho and Mixie. I don't know. You know, I don't read anything about mobile games. Like nothing. The only stuff that I sometimes read is when, like, you know, Square Enix or another developer has this countdown. So on like the websites that I check out, like Siliconera and Gamatsu, you know, they're like, oh, there's a countdown for, you know, Square Enix, and then all of a sudden it's just a mobile game. I'm like, yeah. You know, it's the same with the New Star Ocean. They announced a New Star Ocean is going to be a mobile game. Yeah. And to make injury to the wound, the mobile game actually looks better than Star Ocean on PS4. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of weird. And it actually has a couple of older characters from Star Ocean. So I'm like, ooh, this looks pretty cool. No battle. I'm like, what? Yeah, I know. You know, everybody knows that, you know, Japan is like the almost #1 mobile gaming market in the world. And that's because, you know, the Japanese are always on the move. At least that's what I read, is that Japanese gamers don't really have that much time at home. So they play games on the move. That's why handholds are still big in Japan. So it's understandable that they play a lot of mobile games. But I do see though a lot of times when you know, mobile games are, you know, free to play and this and that, and like a couple of months later they already stop because no one is buying it, no one is spending money on it. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens if the market is just overflown with these RPGs and these type of games. Okay, I think I'm gonna check out. I can check out only. I can check out this one. It is odd in some way, but you know, I said that yesterday. It's all because the PS4 is selling so many units. That's the only reason, really. Like, there are analysts that are actually saying that the PS4 is going to outsell the PS2. And as of right now, because don't get them wrong, as of right now, the PS4 is selling faster than the PS2. Something that the Wii also did. The Wii did that too. The Wii is still outselling the PlayStation 4, but next year the Wii is gonna crashing down into nothing, and the PS4 will keep on selling. Heck, 2017 could very well be the best year for PlayStation. There are so many games coming out, and Sony could easily make another price cut. That's what a lot of gamers think. They think that when Scorpio comes out next year, the PS4 is going to be lowered in price, Pro 350 and PS4 Slim 250 or maybe 200. There is still a lot of room for Sony to make sure the PS4 will keep on selling and selling. So, you know, the analysts are not that wrong in saying, you know, PS4 could outsell the PS2. But is it gonna happen? I don't think so. You know, or maybe the PS4 is all of a sudden $60. Then it would happen. But not in the way we're seeing right now. It's definitely going to outsell the Wii. It's definitely going to outsell the PS1. You know, it's going to be the second best-selling console of all time, but outselling PS2 is something that in the modern age is almost impossible. Almost. The PS2 was, if you look at it, was such a special generation. It was, you know, we've never seen competition with Nintendo and Microsoft and one console being so absolutely dominant, then no, that the competition just didn't have any chance. It's just the truth. They didn't have any chance. But it's also funny to note that the PS4 is selling better than PS3 and Xbox 360 combined. That's saying a lot. Yeah, 155 million. Well, some say 155. Sony says we shipped 160 million, but around that mark. It's not impossible. It's just almost like 90% not gonna happen. Like 1% is when Sony thinks, you know what? You know, we're not gonna profit off hardware. We're gonna profit off the huge amount of software we're gonna sell. We're gonna sell the PS4 for $100 like next year. You know, is that gonna happen? No, but that's the only reason I see the PS4 just absolutely exploding in sales. Absolutely exploding. But that's just not gonna happen. I think, this is my prediction, at least 100 million. It's going to be at least 100 million. I think 110 to maximum, absolute maximum of 120 million. And yeah, 110, 120 million. And you have to realize that that so many gamers and also analysts before this generation started were saying the consoles are going to die. This is the last generation. The consoles are not gonna sell well. The PS3, Xbox 360 were the last great consoles, and now we're seeing a console absolutely destroying it. So it's kind of fun. You could say though, like, you know, Xbox One and the Wii U, they're not selling that many units. That's why the PS4 is selling so much. But you know, there's still a lot of units, and the Switch is still this generation. The Scorpio is pretty much still going to be this generation. I think that the lines between like 6 years a gen, 6 years a gen, or 7, 8 years a gen is gonna end. We're gonna see the hardware developers just doing their own thing. You know, Sony releasing the Pro, in 4 years PS5, Scorpio, Scorpio 2, whatever, you know, Nintendo with the Switch, just doing their own thing. And you know, how can you create a console war if you have two different systems on the market? That's just impossible. And what developers are going to look at is which system on the market sold the most and is selling the most. Because I still think that when Scorpio comes out, the PS4 is still going to outsell it. Like, maybe not the first couple of weeks, but after that, it's just going to outsell it just like the PS4 is outselling the Xbox One. With the Switch, it could be different. I mean, the Switch could be really popular in Japan, but if you look at the 3DS, PS4 is outselling the 3DS. But the 3DS had a 2 years head start. That's, you know, a lot of units. So, is the Switch going to sell more than a 3DS? You know, I don't think so. But it could be a really, the thing is with Nintendo that a lot of people don't understand, and I bet you do, of course. What is that? You know, maybe they're not the market leader anymore like they used to be. You know, maybe, you know, their systems are not selling hundreds of millions, you know, dozens of millions of units anymore. But Nintendo does make money. And at the end of the day, that is what's all about, making money. And I think that this year, it was the first year Sony made more money than Nintendo with video games. But overall, Nintendo is the #1 developer that are making money off games. They have Amiibos being super popular. Now they have the Nintendo Mini, and trust me, the Super Nintendo Mini is coming out. They have Pokemon. Holy shit, Pokemon is destroying everything. So, do you really think Nintendo gives a fuck that they're not market leader anymore? They are making hundreds of millions of dollars every freaking month or every year. They don't give a shit. They are literally swimming in money. Microsoft also swims in money, but not because of the games, you know. And Sony's trying to get back up. So people really think Nintendo's gonna stop making consoles, stopping this, stopping that. No, they're making money off it. That's the only thing they care about, making money. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, even though the Wii U sold the least units, people who has a Wii U are buying more games than people who bought a PS4 and an Xbox One. Because they're really diehard, Nintendo fans. Oh, the 3DS had a 3 years head start, even 3 years, and so 3DS was 3 years before the PS4, and the PS4 is still outselling it. That says a lot. And the 3DS is still selling a lot of units. So it's really hard for us to switch to beat that, but is it going to be a profitable console? I bet it is. I bet it. They only need Zelda and Pokemon, seriously. If the Switch gets Zelda, Pokemon, and Monster Hunter, it will be a gigantic system in Japan. It's going to sell maybe even more than a PS4. Like, if there's one system out there that could destroy the PS4, it's a Switch. It is, if you look at it, it's a really smart move they made. Even I am interested in it, because I'm like, it does have sort of the power of a console, but you can take it anywhere you want. It's a really smart thing. It's just that compared to like the PS4 Pro and the Scorpio, it is absolutely outdated. And I really think I'm in the wrong location. No, let's go. So I spent an hour and I haven't found any crystal Scorpios. Got a new place though. Yay. Common monsters. Plumber, working wasp. I don't understand this. I'm just gonna check it out here. The Switch is not gonna catch up to PS4's worldwide sales. That's almost impossible, seriously. But I mean, in Japan, it could definitely outsell the PS4. It could do that pretty easily if the PS4 is not getting like a Monster Hunter. But then again, it's same as the PS4 and the Switch. Everybody knows Dragon Quest 11 is also coming to the Switch. What is going to sell more? What's up, Triforce? almost every console sells a lot in the first step. By the way, Triforce, do you know where these crystal scorpions are? I am seriously trying to find them for like more than an hour now. And did the PlayStation VR drop? Well, I think I don't know, because Sony hasn't given out any hardware sales for the VR. You know, analysts are saying it's gonna sell like 2.6 million units in its first year. So that's a lot of units. But I think the thing is, there aren't a lot of games coming out that really benefits for playing it in VR. At least not physical. I think that the VR is gonna get a huge boost when, for example, Battlefront VR comes out, maybe a Call of Duty VR, because the demo was awesome. It's gonna get a boost with Resident Evil. So yeah, that's what pretty much everyone says. Like, you know, the Switch worldwide doesn't have a chance, but in Japan with Pokemon, Monster Hunter, Mario, Zelda, it's gonna outsell the PS4. And at that time, you could actually see an increase in support for Japanese games on the Switch. Like even developers like Nippon Ichi that are pretty much making exclusive PlayStation games will then all of a sudden port all of their games to the Switch. I'm not sure if that's true, but you know, if that's gonna happen, but that's what I think is gonna happen. Because as we said, developers are gonna check out what is the most selling system right now, who is, you know, the absolute market leader, and especially smaller developers that don't have the money, the time, or the manpower to create a game for multiple consoles are gonna choose the handheld or console that is selling the most. And we are seeing that. Because PS4 is getting the most support out of all of the other systems. Even though the Xbox One in America is selling pretty good. You know, it even outsold the PS4 for like 4 times now. But worldwide, it's lagging behind extremely. Well, I'm not really sure they're gonna drop it, but as I said, you could see that they're gonna create these games for the Vita and the Switch. But I'm not really sure. I mean, the Vita, even in Japan, is pretty much dying out. You know, it's selling like, what, 9,000 units every week? That's not a lot. Even the PSP sold tens of thousands every week. I mean, at the end, the PSP sold 80 million units. And people say it's a failure. What the hell is Xbox One and Wii then? 80 million is a huge amount of systems. Yeah, they're crystal Scorpios because I need the insect feelers to upgrade my gear. I'm just not seeing them. I'm literally looking for them for more than an hour. It's not this, I think. No, see, we gotta do something else. Yeah, people are gonna drop. They are slowly going to drop the Vita. What's the map name? I don't know. Wait up. I am at Lake Stichal, and you have the forest and the Jeweled Peaks Lakes. That's the new location I unlocked yesterday, and the plains. black tortoise. Like, you don't have it here. You can definitely see that. You don't see any shape here. There are boars. No crystal scorpions. Was it here? I don't know. There are 2 quests there though that gives you iron ore. You actually need quite a lot of iron ore. Crack mine. Yesterday I checked it out on the insect feeler, which monster it drops, and it says the crystal scorpio. What's up, Joe? Cool. Joe, I've seen a lot of your comments, and like everything is cool. That's okay though. I don't mind. We zitten ook in die tunnels in map 2. Zitten ze in die tunnels? Gaan we even kijken. Portable Monster Hunter will outsell home console Monster Hunter because, you know, we talked about that. Japan is on the move, so playing on the console is better. I also know that in Japan, it's really common to have gaming cafes where you just sit down with your friends or people you don't know, have a drink, and play Monster Hunter type of games. That is so awesome. That's so cool. It's such an easy way to learn new people. We don't have that here in Holland. At least I don't know of anything that has it. I think there's one shop actually here in the city that opens up. It's called the Game Cafe. And you pay a price, and there are a lot of games there, and you can play it. So I'm gonna check it out there, because you know, I really don't have that many gaming friends that really are gamers like me. So it will be cool to, you know, hang out with real gamers. Pretty much, you could say that. You know, the only real gamer I know, you know, she has a boyfriend, so I don't see her that much anymore. Ja, je bedoelt die tunnels, maar daar zitten ze niet hoor. Daar zitten die shock scorpio's. Niet die crystals. Kiran Gaming, I'm not gonna subscribe to someone. I almost subscribe to almost no one, just a couple of guys. I don't do sub for sub. Yeah, like I'm gonna check it out because I found out yesterday where they were. Here, insectoid feelers. Oh, wait up! You can get them from insectoid crushers. The earliest you can find them is at Lake Stashal lower part. They look a bit like scorpions. Oh, so they look like scorpions. We're gonna check out the lake. So it's the first map. That should be here? What? That's weird. We searched it here. Well, they should be here. That's what they say. Portable systems are not really that popular here in the West, or at least, Nintendo is popular because of Pokemon. Monster Hunter is also pretty popular, but I think it's popular on handhelds because you don't have anything else. You don't have Monster Hunter on PS4 or Wii or Xbox. So if you want to play Monster Hunter, the only way you can play them is on the portable. I was here only. Lower part. It could be also where the two cross are, the green and the black one, or the red one. So we have to find insectoid crushers. As I said yesterday, if Monster Hunter is coming to PS4, holy shit, that's just awesome. That is just freakingly awesome. Rushing Tusk. It's not the one. It's not here. So I bet it's the other way. It has to be here somewhere. And you can, by the way, upgrade your armor. So the armor gear at the end, or at some time, will need you to have insectoid feelers. And you actually need a lot of those. It's like one of the base ingredients. Or materials. It's not food. I think they're crystals. They look like crystal scorpions. Let me check it out. Like if we're gonna have the same Japanese support as we got this year and next year, it pretty much means that, holy shit, that's where they are! Oh my fucking god! Searching for so many, almost an hour and 20 minutes, and also yesterday I was searching for them, and here they are. What the fuck is this? Elite. Don't you have an item where they drop more items? Slashing. Increase item drop rate. See? Yeah.
最高だ。
うん、わかった。
よし。
Only for 30 seconds though. What? And you still got nothing. Yay! Got one! EDF is super tough. EDF is awesome. Like my brother has the game right now, so I can't play it. But I play EDF like once in a while. I love that game. Especially now that the frame rate is a lot better. And they did announce EDF 5, and it's going to be like sort of a reboot. Like the whole invasion is starting all over again. Totally different. So that's gonna be awesome. And I think it's gonna be a build up from the ground up for the PS4. So it's not a port or a PS3 game or whatever. Okay, so that's it. Oh, here you have more.
Yes.
No, but EDF is awesome. Like, the only thing they should do, in my opinion, is let you, like, hire soldiers. Like, you know, you hire a battalion of soldiers, you hire a battalion of tanks, and really have this giant battle. I mean, you have some really big battles in EDF 4.1, but it could be bigger. It could be better, like almost like a movie where you just have hundreds of enemies, you know, hundreds of things fighting each other. That would be awesome, like tanks and helicopters and rocket launchers and giant robots. That would be so cool. Or that you have always a battalion with you and you can give them orders like, you know, go there, go here. That would be cool too. And now, time to farm. This is going to take a long time.
Yes.
Simple eye. Indeed. Holy shit. I played the game for 50 hours. I am like 9% completed. What? What? 9%. Like every playable class, you need to beat every level in every difficulty. Like holy shit. I mean, I like these type of games. I like farming. I like grinding. But that is a little bit too much, even for me. I bet it's gonna take like more than 1,000 hours to do all of that. Or like, you know, what is true though is that when you play the game and you do like one level, like I have that one level at the beach that I grind, and it's pretty easy. Or like, you know, level number 1, and you easily, like in the beginning, already do like hard or harder and beat it and get a good weapon. You could pretty much breeze through all of the levels, but it still is gonna take up a huge amount of time. Especially with that tank class, he is so slow that how the hell are you gonna beat that? How are you gonna do all the levels? Finally found you. Simple eye.
Good job.
Ten days for Final Fantasy 15. 10 days. If I'm lucky, I'm gonna get the game next week. Yeah, and I'll be really lucky. I hope though, because the day after that, the week after that is also my birthday. So, you know, I'm gonna get the game on the 29th if that's gonna happen. And like 2 days later is my birthday. And I need to entertain people instead of playing the game. That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck. Let's do that quest there. Because they're not respawning at the moment. We have to wait. Wait for the respawn. Wait for the respawn. Dragon Quest Builders, yes, I'm gonna get that game for my birthday. It's kind of funny though, because my mom, she doesn't really know how to order stuff online. My mom is actually not that old, she's 48. So, or was it 49? I don't know, whatever. But, so she asked me, you know, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, okay, I want a game, this and this. She said, how much is it? I'm like, oh, it's around 50, 40, 45. I was like, okay, you know, order it. I'm like, if I order it, I'll get it in like 2 days later. You know, that's not for my birthday. So I'm gonna order it like a week before. I'm gonna leave it packed. And when it's my birthday, then I'm gonna open it up. But yeah, Dragon Quest Builders. The game actually is getting a lot of good reviews. Like 8, 8.5. Just like World of Final Fantasy, I see a lot of 9s. Especially for fans, of course, of the genre. So I'm really excited for Dragon Quest Builders. The game looks really charming. I'm just afraid I don't have time to play it. That's what I'm really afraid of in the next couple of months. That I don't have enough time to play the games I really want. Like Yakuza 0, I'm pretty much going to, you know, rush the storyline. Do I want to do all the side stuff? Yes, I do. Do I have time for all the side stuff? No, I don't. And now we're already seeing games being announced for April, for the spring, for the summer. So it's not ending. It's not like, oh, we have 3 months of a tsunami of games and then it stops. No, we now have Danganronpa, you know, another episode already announced for the summer. Like, damn it. More games. It's cool though, because I'm still gonna buy, you know, at the maximum only like 2 new releases. And as of right now, I haven't bought anything besides this game. Like, that's pretty cool. If I'm really, you know, think about it, I always have this urge to buy new games. I don't have it. Why? Because I'm really enjoying the games I have right now. You know, the only games I bought is like World of Final Fantasy and this game. That's all. And the limited runs. What's up, Invisible Jim? How are you? Farmind! Ha! Yeah, people say that to me too. Because I'm going to be 30 and like, I already see that you're old and you're getting wrinkles, and your voice, it sounds like you're an old guy. I'm like, oh, I'm only 30, or I'll be 30 in 2 weeks. I am not 50. Oh, that's also what they say. It's only 20 years and you're 50. Or someone actually said 30 is like 50% of your life. You're gonna die when you're 60. I'm like, what? Thanks a lot, bitch. Someone yesterday said, oh, now you're old, now you need to find an older woman. And I'm like, what is old? And she was like, oh, your neighbor, she's like 90. I'm like, what? 90? What? $35, old geezer. I don't give a fuck. I get it a lot though. I get a lot of people always say, oh, you're so old, you're still gaming, grow up. I don't give a fuck. I do what the fuck I want. What should I do? Watch soccer? Watch television shows? Go out? You know, get drunk every night? That's no fun. It's boring as fuck. I did that for years, and I know it's boring. You know, when you're really young, you know, you have to experience it. That's definitely what I always say. You know, if you're young, go out, do stuff. And if your heart is really with gaming, at some point in time you're like, okay, I'm done, I have enough. I got a relaxing day today, yes. This is the only day I have for gaming. tomorrow I need to go up really early because a friend of mine, he is moving houses, so I'm gonna help him pack and stuff. And after that, it's right away going to my sister because my niece, her birthday, she's becoming 1. So I'm gonna play games tomorrow. So this weekend. Pedo! Yeah, who gives a fuck? That is definitely something that is really weird. Like, you know, if you see like a cute girl walking around, and you know she's like, you know, 18 or 20, you know, 21, and you look at her, and like girls know when you're like checking them out. I don't know why. They just see that. They see that you're checking them out. And sometimes, because I'm someone that, I'm a chicken shit, I don't dare to go up to them and say hi or anything, but I'll just, you know, check them out. That's what I always do. I always check out people. And sometimes they look at you and like, old guy, what the fuck are you looking? I'm like, I'm not old. Because deep down, I'm still like 16. You know, I haven't changed. Or at least that's what I always say. People always say, oh, you know, you've grown up, you've changed a little bit. That's just normal, you know. You have life experience, sort of. You know, things are different. But deep down, I still feel like the 16-year-old kid opening up a new game or, you know, checking out a new console. Just it's the same guy. And yes, for people who are looking right now and thinking, what the fuck are you doing? I am farming insectoid feelers because I need them to upgrade my armor gear. So that's why it looks kind of boring, going back and forth. I don't know how many I have though. Like if I have like 30, I'm fine with that. Untradeable. Insectoid Stinger. I also need malicious skin. I also need those. But I don't know where to get them. 15. I need like at least 15 more. Sort of. Well, finally I know where I can find them.
Yes.
Indeed. Once a gamer, always a gamer. So, last week I was at the Retro Expo here, and it's quite funny to see that there are so many older people, you know, who are checking out older games, but also younger people. And I don't know if you've been to First Look, but every year I'm amazed at how many gamer girls are there. And I'm not talking about these ugly ones and these fat ones, whatever. I'm just really gorgeous looking girls. They're really into gaming. I'm like, I only know one. I only know one girl that looks pretty good. Well, pretty good. She's gorgeous, but just not my type. And she's really a gamer girl. Like, really a gamer. She loves gaming. Where the hell are these people? Like, where? Where can I find them? Ah, really? I had that too in 2011. I got really depressed. And you know, it was also the time where I kind of sort of stopped going out. Like slowly, I was going out a lot less. And I saw that the friends I was with, you know, all the people that I met, they dropped me like a rock. Like, oh, you're not going out anymore? Oh, whatever. You know. So at that time, I was pretty alone. I only had like 1 or 2 friends that stick with me, that I was checking out and chilling out with. So I was like, what the fuck? You know, what am I doing? You know, it's wasting my life on video games. So I got a little, you know, dip here. I got a little bit depressed, and you know, I started to work out again a lot. I even used stuff that's not really good for you. But I was like, you know, fuck it. I'm not gonna. Now I'm gonna be really into it, and I'm gonna get as big as I can. And I was pretty big at that time. I was doing pretty good. I also said to myself, you know, I always wear glasses, and I was like, I hate glasses. Really, I hate glasses. And I always had the lenses, but my eyes always hurt when I put in the lenses, because I'm sort of allergic to it. But I'm like, better be having eyes that hurt than wear glasses. So when I had the little bit of a depression, I thought to myself, you know, fuck it. I'm gonna, you know, have an operation with my eyes so I can see again. And that's what I did. It cost me a shit ton of money, like thousands of euros. It was incredibly expensive. But I was happy because I could look again. And now, what is it, 5 years later, and my eyes are getting worse again.
Good job.
Up until, you know, if I go back, now I cannot read the letters. So I have to be in front of the television to actually read the letters, even though I have a 55-inch television. So theoretically, I need glasses again. Yeah, sucks. I know. And I will be getting them, but only when I just cannot see anymore. Yeah, definitely fuck others' opinion, definitely. But to complete the story though, is that I was depressed too, and I actually sold a lot of my games. I actually did it. And for a couple of months, I was pretty happy about it. I thought that I was making a good change. But as time passed on, I didn't find any new friends. People were still not accepting me the way I was. And slowly, I kind of regretted doing it. I'm like, shit, what did I do? What did I do? You know, gaming is my life. I'm a gamer, and that's just how I am, who I am. You know, I'm a gamer. I love video games more than I love the real world. So who gives a shit? You know, and if people don't like that, then they can fuck off. That's where I started being pretty harsh. Like, if people don't like me, I'm like, whatever. If people say, you know, this is the last time I'm gonna see you, bye, you know, then you don't deserve my friendship. Because people, like, I am someone that if you're a friend of mine, I literally will do anything for you. Like, if a friend, like, if my best friend calls me up and say, you know, I'm in Amsterdam and I have no money, can you pick me up? Even though I don't have a car, I will call a cab, go to Amsterdam, pick her up, and go back. That's how I am. If you're a friend of mine and I know that you really care about me, I will do anything. Except for giving you money, but you know what I mean. And everyone who tries to take advantage of that, they can fuck off. I don't give a shit. So, at the end, I did bought back a lot of the older games that I sold. Yeah, it is really hard for a hardcore gamer to find friends. Definitely when you're older. Like, I have friends, they play games, but they have a family. They live somewhere else. They have a girl or a guy, and they have a child. So they don't have time to come here, play games every week or every month, And that's really hard. But that's something that I'm always jealous of. If I look at like Happy Console Gamer, Metal Jesus, Radical Reggie, Kelsey, Kinsey, it is like a big group of friends, and sometimes I look at Metal Jesus videos, and I love his mini series of like what gamers eat. With I don't know how the guy is called, but he's so awesome. He makes all that really weird food that actually looks really tasty. And they always have like a party with friends, and like his house is like full of people. I'm like, where do you find the people? Where do you find so many friends? That are into gaming the way he is. I think it's just that in America, gaming is more popular than here in Europe. Here in Europe, many people still care more about, having sex with a girl every week, like a different girl every week, and the girls care more about how do I look than anything else. So, are there real gamers here in Europe? Of course they are, of course. But a lot of them are, the Sims and Call of Duty and Battlefield kind of crowd. Not really the Japanese RPGs, the real gamers, the indies. Yeah, the gaming community. Oh, you're pretty much the only one watching. Maar inderdaad, de game community hier in Nederland is gewoon kut. Niet alles, niet iedereen, maar een heel groot deel ervan wel. Inderdaad. En eigenlijk, als je ook op de Retro Expo zag, de echte gamers die wisten waar ze het over hadden, waren gewoon oudere mensen. Die opgegroeid zijn met games en ouder zijn. Daarom vind ik het belangrijk dat mijn nichtje en mijn neefjes opgroeien met Nintendo-spellen van vroeger. En niet met Call of Duty of Battlefield of Grand Theft Auto. We mogen dat spelen nadat ze die andere hebben gespeeld. Dan krijgen ze mij die NES Mini dan. En de Super Nintendo Mini gaat zeker komen. Zeker komen. Die gaan ze ook krijgen. En daarna, als ze een jaartje of 10 zijn, dus over 4 jaar, dan mogen ze best van mij een PlayStation hebben. Of een Xbox. Of een Nintendo systeem. Maakt me helemaal niet uit. Maar fuck nee. Ze gaan echt niet opgroeien met Call of Duty. Fuck nee. Toevallig vroegen ze zelf om Mario dood. Voor mij trouwens ook. Mijn vader had die Atari 2600. Maar dat had hij in een doos verstopt in een kast. En mijn vader is heel relaxed. Hij had zoiets van, ja, je moet maar doen wat je wilt. Dus wij gingen altijd in kasten friemelen, overal kijken. Dus toen wij eenmaal die Atari zagen, vroegen we ook van, ja, wat is dit? En inderdaad, toen zei hij ook van, ja, daar ben je te jong voor. Toen waren we echt jong. Misschien dat ik 5 of 6 jaar was. Gewoon te jong eigenlijk. En, maar hij had echt heel veel spellen daarvoor. Echt heel veel. Toen kon je zelfs nog Atari 2600 spellen kopen in de winkel. Zo lang geleden. En toen was het volgens mij was de Nintendo net uit. Zoiets. Of de Super Nintendo was net uit. Ik weet het even niet. Maakt niet uit. Maar na een tijdje begonnen we wel te spelen. En ik weet de naam niet. Ik weet wel dat de Pitfall speelde heel veel. We speelden iets met tanks. Pong natuurlijk. Ook een spel met een helikoptertje. Zo'n Japanse vertical shooter. Met een helikopter. Dat was het leukste spel die hij had. Die was echt tof. En ik kan me nog herinneren, één keer waar we aan het spelen waren. En het lukte gewoon niet. Het lukte echt niet. En ja, je bent jong, dus je zegt, oh, dat is onmogelijk. En mijn vader had gespeeld, we hadden het in 1 keer uitgespeeld. Dat was echt zo, wow. You know, hij is zo goed in die spel, he's so good. Maar dat was wel tof. Oh, you don't understand the thing. Well, I'm sorry, but that's because, like, a couple minutes ago, I saw only 1 people watching the stream. So that should be Triforce. So now all of a sudden it's 3 again. 4. I was talking about at my dad's place when I was extremely young. He had an Atari 2600, and that is the first experience with gaming for me. And there was a game with a helicopter. I don't know what the game is, what the name is. It's a vertical shmup, a vertical shooter, and we were trying to beat the first level. It was so hard, we couldn't beat it. So we said to our dad, oh my god, this game is impossible to play. And he played it and beat it in like 1 sitting, like easily. So then we were so impressed, like, oh my god, you know, our dad is so awesome. The time when he still likes video games. But he gave away his Atari 2600 with all the games to someone else. And he even admits that that was a big mistake. That was a really big mistake, doing that. And what's up, Orca22? I think I grinded enough though. No, map. It's time to finally upgrade the armor. Because now I got enough insectoid feelers and I can play the game. Or play the storyline. Okay. But after the Atari 2600, my dad bought the PlayStation 1. We got totally hooked on that. Like, definitely like, oh my god, look at the graphics, and you know, the first experience with Final Fantasy VII, the first experience playing a Star Wars game that you were in, like in the Millennium Falcon. Holy shit, that was so cool. And I definitely saw myself getting more and more and more into games. You know, we literally loved to go to our dad to play video games. That's pretty much what we did the entire weekend, play video games. And then I remember asking my parents, my mom, because they're divorced, like, you know, I want a gaming system. And the Super Nintendo, the PlayStation was out, the Super Nintendo was getting cheaper, but the PlayStation 1 was still really expensive. It just came out. So even though I asked for the PlayStation, they gave me a Super Nintendo. And it is actually quite funny that I didn't even care. Because I didn't know what a Super Nintendo was. I didn't really know what a PlayStation. I mean, I was 7 years old, 7 or 8. I didn't really know what it was, so I was super happy. Like, oh my god, I gotta play. I got a system, a game system. And then she bought the bundle with the Mario games that you have all the you have Mario World and Super Mario Bros, you know, Super Mario Bros 2, whatever, you know, all the Mario games. I remember absolutely loving that game. People really think I hate Nintendo. I don't hate Nintendo at all. You know, Nintendo is awesome. I just feel that I already played all of their games, especially Mario. It's always the same. And I didn't have that many games on the Super Nintendo though. My mom or my dad never really bought me any games. We had a video store that you could rent games. So I do remember renting a lot of games. I rented a fighting game. I think it's Killer Instinct. I'm not really sure. There was a fighting game with robots. It was pretty cool. I remember renting Arthur, the King, the Knights of the Round. It was like sort of a strategy game, but then 2D. And with a catapult, you had to destroy like a castle. That was so cool. I remember renting Lufia, and I played it. I'm like, what the hell is this? You know, even though I kind of understood it was like Final Fantasy VII, but because the difference between Final Fantasy VII and Lufia was so big, I'm like, what is this? So, I haven't gotten the NES Mini just yet. It's sold out here, and I'm first going to buy one for my nephews, and when it's easily available, I'm gonna buy it eventually for myself. Because I really want to check out Zelda, I really want to replay Mario, play Castlevania, and just check out what's on it. Because, you know, I've always said that I love retro games. So this is like the perfect way to get a really small system and have a couple of retro games. I can find an upgrade. I have to remember that I am not wearing these boots. Wait, I'm first gonna sell all the stuff I don't care about. Because I made the mistake I made the mistake today upgrading something that I'm not even wearing. Like, this is sellable. Ah. $10,000. I got 70,000 now. Equipment, like this. Don't care. Wait, I think I am trying to upgrade this one though, but I'm not really sure. This is what I'm wearing. So this armor is better than this, but this has a lot of extra stuff. I think that's why I upgraded it, because eventually it will give you more stuff, but it's only 1 star though. Whatever. So, we're gonna upgrade the Epoch. What's Epoch? I am the best uncle ever, of course. I mean, when they're getting older, you know, when they're, you know, 8 and 10, how awesome is it to be here? They can play any game they want. At least on the PlayStation. Okay. Can upgrade you. 80%! tail.
うまくいったわ。
Ooh, success. We're she's only level 5 though.
やっちゃった。うまくいったわ。
Success, holy shit.
やっちゃった。やっちゃった。
Thank you, Starseed 9999. Oh, now I don't have any insectoid feeders anymore. Boo! Oh, it's now a 5-star. Ah, so the stars can be upgraded. Holy shit, that's cool. That's cool. Boo. Boo. Demonic retire. Okay. I cannot upgrade this. Can't upgrade this. No. Okay, so I upgraded the armor.
ありがとね。
That's cool. That's cool. I want to see my friends. Oh, there's only... Oh, level 4. 4. Okay. You need rank 5 to give them better outfits, if I'm not mistaken. I think you can only give them better weapons now. Oh wait, why did I have to remember that, because when I get new weapons, and I'm gonna give them to them. Well, okay, I think it's now time to get back into the story. Yeah, indeed. I mean, if you wanna, that's what I feel too, you know. Deep down, would I want to collect for all the older systems? You know, even the Xbox and the Wii? And like GameCube and Super Nintendo? Would I want to do that? Sure. I just don't have the money and the room for it. You know, because from the 200 budget that I have, if I spend 100 euros on older games that eventually I won't really be playing, I spend 100 bucks less on buying games I actually want to play. So I think that's why it's really cool that Nintendo made a NES Mini. And I bet they're gonna make a Super Nintendo Mini, maybe a Nintendo 64 Mini, because it's extremely cheap, it's really small, and I can still check out all of their good games. So we have to go here. Okay. Wallerway. Did someone actually say Wii is the best console of all time? Holy shit, this looks pretty good. What? I mean, I'm not saying the Wii is a bad system, but the games, I mean, there are a couple of good ones, and that's it. Like, you know, I already said the PS4 is a better system than the PS3. It truly is. Even if you look at how many games there are available for the PS4, they're more than the PS3, at least for Japanese ones. I talked about that. I don't think, if you check out Gematsu, there was a post of Danganronpa. And I said, oh my, holy shit, is that a crystal? That's a crystal Scorpio. I said like, oh my god, you know, the PS4 is getting so many games, so many Japanese games. And there was one who said, yes, but the PS3 still got, you know, a lot of support. I mean, what do you expect? I'm like, no, that's not true. That is not true. The PS3 did not get so much Japanese support. Hell no. And indeed, no, Triforce, that is why I am extremely selective on which games do I buy. If there is a game like Watch Dogs that you need a day one patch or else the game is broken, I'm not gonna buy it. Or I'm gonna wait up until they release, Game of the Year edition. The complete edition. You have that for the original Watch Dogs. Same with The Witcher. I mean, The Witcher is an awesome game. It is. But it has a complete edition with all the DLC, all the expansions on disc. Now, that is the game I'm gonna buy. Even though I already bought The Witcher, but you know what I mean. It's the same with Battlefield. I think there's now an Ultimate Edition for Battlefront. I'm not entirely sure if everything is on disc, because they did create a patch that allows you to play the game offline. So if that patch is on disc, then it means I finally can buy Battlefront, because Battlefront is a really solid game. Yes, the PS3 is 10 years. I actually want to do a special video for it. Like, I think it's going to be like a top 10 best PS3 games. But going back to the first stuff we're talking about, the PS3 did not get so many Japanese support. It really did not get that. And even thinking about next year, it's just holy shit. And there were actually multiple people trying to attack me, saying, "Oh, that's not true," and many of the PS4 games are ports or are also available on PS Vita or PS3. I'm like, and? So what? It's still a PS4 game compared to the PS3. Dragon Quest Heroes, is it available on the PS3? Yes, it is. Can I buy it on the PS3? No. I don't see a physical version here in the West. And it doesn't matter what you say, it's still a PS4 game. So, the PS3, hell no, did not get so much support. Definitely in the first couple of years, there were almost no good RPGs. Like, the biggest RPG I remember in the first parts, the first couple of years, is White Knight Chronicles. And White Knight Chronicles got bashed in the reviews. I loved that game. I loved that game. But that was pretty much the biggest RPG for the PS3. The PS3 was really focused on Western games. It was, of course, the era of the PS3 was the switch between, PS1 and PS2, all these other generations. Japanese games were king of the hill. Like, the best games on the PS1, 2, Super Nintendo were Japanese ones. Now on the PS3, we saw a total switch where Western games dominated the market, and they still do. But we are seeing more and more Japanese games coming out, at least for the PS4. And the quality is also increasing. Look at this. It's a good looking game compared to what the PS3 had. And if you're looking at Tales of Systeria, this game looks better. Yes, not all DLC are on disc. Triforce. I know that, for example, Far Cry 4, the complete edition, just has a season pass. So you still have to download all the stuff. I'm not gonna buy it. Now, Far Cry 4, if I can remember, is actually a pretty good game, but still. So I do my research, so I know that in The Witcher, everything is on disc. You don't have downloadable content, you don't have a code, to unlock the expansions, it's on disc. CD Projekt, the developers of The Witcher, actually said that they are big supporters of physical games being complete. Ta-da! The Witcher Complete Edition. And as I said, if this entire generation will be just like this couple of years, I don't even need to buy any Western games because there's just so many good Japanese games coming out. I don't give a fuck that that you can't play the Watch Dogs. I don't give a shit. Like the other game, there's For Honor. That sort of Dynasty Warrior style game from Ubisoft. I am super excited for that game. Seriously, that is one of the most awesome looking games this generation. It looks awesome, but it has the name Ubisoft, and Ubisoft does not make games that are complete. They make broken games. So even though I've seen a lot of good stuff about it, also from like the beta, like, oh my god, the game is so awesome, I am super afraid that it's going to be absolutely broken and bugged, just like Watch Dogs. So if that is not the case though, I'll buy it. I'm gonna buy it. If it is the case, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna wait until they create a complete edition, and if that never happens, I'm gonna buy it cheap. I'm gonna buy it when it's $10. That's it. Buy it second hand for cheap. But I really do my research of making sure I do not buy games that are broken and bugged. And talking about patches, Final Fantasy 15 has already been leaked. It has a 7 gigabyte patch. 7 gigabytes. But I think, and I'm almost kind of certain, that is because for the pro support. I think that the pro support is not on disc. So, do I think the game is extremely bugged and broken? No. No, I don't think so. As I said before, Square Enix cannot allow Final Fantasy 15 to be released broken. They cannot allow that. But they can easily just say, oh, we have a pro patch. I think they even said that the day one patch is for pro support. So please keep that in mind. It's not because the game is broken, it's because of the pro support. Hopefully. Lightning break. I got Drinking Card 3, but I haven't played it yet. PS3 got barely support from Falcom, and when it got as little too late. Yeah, I mean, you have Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2, and what I have read and hear from people, they are actually extremely solid games, really good RPGs, but again, it's too late. The second one came out this year, 3 years into the PS4's life cycle. They should have created it like a bundle and put it out on the PS4. But we are getting Trails of the Sky Cold Steel 3. The main platform is PS4, and hopefully we will also get a localization of the new East game. That'll be so cool. There are still so many games on the horizon from Japan that still doesn't have a localization. And as of right now, almost all of the games are being localized in the West. Something that has actually never happened ever. No, never. Even on the PS3, you have a lot of games, also a lot of RPGs that are Japanese only. They never came out here because they were just not selling. Japanese in general, RPGs were not selling at all because, to be honest, they kind of sucked. Seriously, they kind of sucked. What's up, Renegades? It's been a long time. Holy shit. Well, Triforce, I mean, you're totally right about that, but Ubisoft takes it to another level. Like, their games are extremely broken, super bugged. I mean, Battlefield has a couple of bugs. It still works. Call of Duty, I have not heard anything bad about Call of Duty. Battlefront, I played that game. It's fantastic. Battlefront quality is extremely good, but it's online only and it doesn't have any content. But the game was not broken, it was not bugged, it just didn't have any content. And yeah, you can wait 3 to 6 months, get the game cheaper and patched, but at the end, if you want to have, like in 10 years time, if you think to yourself, oh, I want to play Watch Dogs 2 again, oh wait, the servers are offline and holy shit, the game is bugged. They're not going to be worth anything. Nothing. You know, the days of the PS2 and Super Nintendo where games are super expensive because, you know, they're incredible games and they don't need patches are gone. Yeah. It's so weird though, like, it's so easy to develop for PC, and yet the most easiest of games are like absolutely broken, doesn't work. Yeah, but that is Call of Duty Online. I mean, the single player, because I don't care about online. I mean, I haven't heard anything bad about the single player. I have not read like, oh my god, the single player is unplayable, it's bugged. That's not the case. I don't know. I mean, PC gaming was actually better with stuff like Diablo 2, even Battlefield, Call of Duty, they were actually good. A lot of good art. World of Warcraft, of course. You had Warcraft, Command and Conquer. Holy shit, the golden age of PC gaming. You know, it's not now, it was then. But consoles were bigger. Consoles are still bigger, but not as big as they used to be. Like, PC gaming is growing pretty fast. You know, if you have a really good PC, you're gonna have the best experience playing a lot of games that are also on console. PCs of the 90s were awesome, really they were. But they still don't have all the good exclusives. Really? Because Watch Dogs 2, it looks pretty cool. It's just that it's broken, so I'm not gonna buy it. But it looks like a cool game. Of course I haven't played it, because why would I play it? I have other things to play. Well, Renegade, I mean, PC, people really don't understand this. PC was always stronger than a console. It doesn't matter which day of age. Like when I got the PS2, my dad already had a PC that was much stronger than the PlayStation 2. The point is that number one, no Japanese support, no Final Fantasies, you know, no Dragon Quest, no Japanese support, and just all of the games still do, by the way, all of the games were selling better on the consoles. And again, they still do. So PC was always ahead of consoles. Consoles is always a casual system, you know. Consoles are for the casual market, for everyone to enjoy video games. Where with PC, you really need to invest a lot of money to get the most out of your PC. The new expansions for Diablo with Necromancer. Necromancer is my favorite character in Diablo. I am so hyped. So hyped. Holy shit. And they are actually going to recreate Diablo 1 on Diablo 3. Holy shit, that's even more awesome. You know what I hope? I hope that Blizzard is actually going to release another version of Diablo for the PS4 and Xbox. Because you have the Ultimate version, but it got so many patches, so many new content that, you know, if you play Diablo now on PS4 without patching, it will be almost a different game. So I hope that they are gonna, you know, Necromancer edition, I don't know, classical edition, and release it again physical. That would be cool. Like a new Diablo, they just need to make more content. I mean, Diablo 3 already has, you just need more. Especially characters. I don't like any character in Diablo 3. Not the Barbarian, not the Wizard, I don't care about them. Then they finally announced the Crusader, I'm like, yes, that is an awesome character. By the way, 5 freaking minutes, I'm gonna get something to drink, because I've been playing for 2.5 hours without drinking anything. So I'm gonna get something to drink. Wait up. Wait up! Okay. I bet you want to have a cookie too, but you're not getting it. Yes, inderdaad, zijn gangmakers. Gewoon heel lekker, hè? Everyone leave now. Haha, let's hide. What? Don't leave. Ugh. All alone. Stupid open. Ah, it's open. Learn how to activate the teleporter. Okay. What? You bought gangmakers for 18 euros? They're €1. What? Yeah, I've heard that the Assassin's Creed port actually has like a lot of frame rate problems. How? How? It's an old game. They lie? Huh? Oh, what? Huh? What? Really? That's interesting. Because I also heard indeed that the ports are really bad. Just like with the Arkham Returns, it has like frame rate problems and a lot of bugs. I'm like, how? How? That's so weird. I mean, it could easily run at 60. Easily. It is cool though. I mean, I don't care about 30 frames, you know, or 60. But if it goes below 30, I'm like, you're doing something wrong. Totally, I understand. And I share the same feeling. I don't care about... I don't care about 60 frames or 30 frames, but at least, you know, again, if it goes under 30, you're doing something wrong. There was actually there are a couple of games like Skyrim that on the PS4 Pro runs below 30, and people were actually saying, "Oh my God, the PS4 Pro, that's because it's too weak, blah blah blah. I knew the system sucked." And I'm like, dude, it's software. The developer fucked it up, not the PS4 Pro. The developer fucked it up. They created a broken game, or at least a game that is running better on the PS4 than on the Pro. Yeah, but you know, if I have a PC of 2,000 euros, I can also brag about 144 FPS. But will it help me? I mean, even only with shooters, first-person shooters needs to be 60 frames. Seriously, they need to be 60 frames. If it's 100 frames, is that better? Will I enjoy the game more? Maybe like a little bit, but in the end, I don't give a fuck. It's the same as you now see a lot of people say, "Oh, you know, I'm gonna wait until Final Fantasy 15 comes out for PC so I can run it at a 60 frame solid, blah blah blah." I'm like, okay, yay. You're gonna wait 2 to 3 years to play a game. You know, when you're playing that game, it's old. Just like Red Dead Redemption 2. It's coming out first on consoles. Then it's going to be on PC. Is the PC version going to be better? Yes, it will. It will be better. If you play it on the console, would you give a shit? No, because you already played it. That is what I don't understand. Those kind of comments. Why would I care if the game runs at 30 frames or 60 frames? I don't give a fuck. The only thing I care about is that it runs solid. No frame rate drops, at least not like every second. That's the only thing I care about. And people have to realize the PS4 is 300 bucks, it's not 2,000 euros. The casual market cannot spend $1,500 or $2,000, even $1,000 on a giant gaming PC. That's not how casual works. So it's saying like, oh, my Bugatti is faster than your personal car. No shit, it is. But it's better. It's faster, so mine's better. Duh, it's better, but it's also $1 million. Yes, I played Medal of Honor on the PS3, and that game runs at 30 frames. I won't say it's unplayable, but it doesn't play right. It doesn't feel right. Shooters needs to be 60 frames. I think that's why Battlefront, in my opinion, is such a good game. Because it looks gorgeous and it runs at a solid 60 frames. Just like Killzone on PS4. Looks gorgeous and runs at a solid 60 frames. It doesn't have, oh my god, look at those uber giant graphics. Western developers' focus is too much about graphics. Way too much. Yeah, I stopped playing Medal of Honor because it was just, the frame rate was just bad. Well, they need dedicated servers and they need 60 frames. They really need 60 frames. Like a game like even like this also runs at 60 frames. Does it need it? No. Games like Devil May Cry, Ninja Gaiden need 60 frames. For example, Bloodborne. Bloodborne doesn't need 60 frames. Dark Souls doesn't need 60 frames. Final Fantasy 15 doesn't actually need 60 frames. It is not a high-speed game. But for example, you know, shooters and racing games. I think that racing games benefit for having 60 frames. You know, Drive Club is still 30 and it's good. But I think it will benefit. Because it's fast, you know, it has speed. So everything with fast movement benefits from 60 frames. Where's the enemy? Is that it? No. The enemy is gone. Ah! What? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, see, there it is. Can we kill it? World End. Really? You think that graphics and resolution is more important than a game that runs stable? Oh, we're getting fucked up. Good! No. The most important part for a game is that it runs stable. Why would you want to have a beautiful game? Why would you want to buy a Lamborghini but it doesn't drive? Average? No, man, no. It needs to be solid 30 frames. Rock solid. Then it can be as beautiful as they want it to be. Has to be solid 30. And yeah, I mean, Sony could easily create the PlayStation 5 running 4K at 60 frames. Easily. But you're gonna spend $600, $700, $800 on it. Are you going to pay that? No. They made that mistake with the PS3. They're not gonna do that again. Well, World End, you know, I'm not gonna say that you're lying, but I played Bloodborne a lot. Does it have frame rate issues? Yes. Here and there are frame rate issues. But dropping to 1 and 8 frames, I have not seen. I have not seen that. You know that 1 frame is like this. I have not seen that at Bloodborne. No, that's not true. That is completely bullshit. And of course, Bloodborne has a lot of patches that fix the frame rate. And you have the Game of the Year edition that has all the patches on disc up until then. You said it drops to 1 to 8 frames. Or do you mean it drops 1 to 8 frames? Yeah, 18 frames could be right though. But that's just once in a while. I didn't care about it. But if it would have like constantly frame rate drops, I will be annoyed. I'm like Medal of Honor on PS4, on PS3. It had almost every time you're shooting, it had a frame with lane. Yeah. that is also, yeah. Then we're on the same pace, World End. If 90% or 95% of the time it runs at a rock solid frame rate, I don't mind having a couple of frame rate issues. I really don't mind. But I don't understand the focus on better graphics. Like with the PS4 Pro, so instead of 4K, Sony should have focused on 1080p at 60 frames with better graphics. That's what I think. I think that would have benefited them a lot more than running at an upscaled 4K that not many people are really super like, holy shit, it looks amazing. I mean, it looks better, yes, but some 4K games run lower than 30 frames because, you know, for $400, what do you expect? Seriously, what do people expect for $400? Yeah, that's alright. Like, every game has that. Even on the PS1, PS2, every game has sometimes frame rate issues. That's alright. But it's a really big difference between having constant frame rate issues and just having once in a while. Because I do know Uncharted 4, I said it in my review, if you play the game, it does not have any frame rate issues. I have not seen any frame rate issues besides a couple of scenes. But that's it. And it's the same with this game. This game runs at a solid 60 frames. Sometimes you see a frame rate drop. Who cares? I understand that. It's not Sony's choice, but Sony made the choice for the PS4 Pro being 4K. That is Sony's choice. That's why I'm also really excited that when they announced the Pro, they specifically said and showcased that, hey, if you're playing on 1080p, you're gonna have benefits of better textures, better frame rate. We know that Square Enix said they're working on a Final Fantasy 15 patch coming out in December, making the game run at 60 frames for the Pro. And they are already working on a version that runs at 50. So they can do 60. Neo, the game from Tecmo Koei being published by Sony, will have a 60 frames per second option for the PS4 Pro. I bet The Last Guardian is going to have it. I bet Gravity Rush 2 is going to have it. Hopefully God of War, hopefully Days Gone. Pretty much all the bigger Sony games hopefully are going to have a 60 frames per second option for the Pro. That is why I am buying the Pro. Not the 4K bullshit, but for the better frame rate. Because if I have a choice of getting better frame rate, why would I not do that? Why would I buy a new television to see 4K upscaled? Why? There's no reason for me. Yeah, but that is next gen. I mean, even when PS5 comes out, you can technically say, oh, but I'm gonna wait 6 more years to see what's then coming out. You know, you're living right now. 3 or 4 years is a long time. Long time. A lot of stuff can happen in 3 or 4 years. World End, there is a really big chance Last Guardian is 60 frames. Not only does graphically the game doesn't even look that good, if Final Fantasy 15 can run at 60 frames, The Last Guardian can do it too on the Pro. They just haven't said anything about it just yet. Maybe it's not gonna happen, maybe it will. They are going to milk the PS4. Well, you cannot genuinely milk a hardware, but they are making an enormous amount of money. Did you know that they expect next fiscal year, I think it ends on February or March, to make more money with the PS4 than they ever did with the PS2. The PS2 is like, I think 1.6 or 1.8 billion, and they expect to earn more money. So in that regard, they are going to try and make as much money as they can with the PS4, and they are going to try and make the generation as long as they can. And mark my words, the PS5 is going to be fully backwards compatible with PS4. Because then they can still create PS4 games, still sell PS4 games, but also sell a new hardware. I wasn't hyped to, it's just an option, another option. But if I have an option for playing the game 30 frames, 60 frames, I will choose the 60 frames. It will be stupid. If I would have the money to buy a Lamborghini, why would I drive in a normal car? If I had the money for a Lamborghini. Do I need a Lamborghini? No, I don't. But do I want to have one? Sure. No. Trust me on that. No. Sony specifically said that is not going to happen. Hell no. No. They also said there will be no Pro exclusive. What's up, Advo? No Triforce. Sony is going to make the original PS4 as a low-budget entry to this generation. PS4 Pro is going to be the standard version as of right now. Like, if you don't have a PS4, you're gonna buy the Pro. That is what they hope to achieve. Sony said more things, but as of right now, Sony has done everything that they said. And it's normal thinking. What if the Pro sells 10 million, the Slim sells 50 million? Do you really think they're gonna drop the PS4? 50 million users to create games for 10 million users? No. Nintendo Switch is rumored to be 300, up until 400. Yes. That is what Sony is going to do. Trust me on it. Mark my words. When Scorpio comes out, not Switch, but when Scorpio comes out next year, Sony is going to drop the price. Because then, Microsoft will say, oh, Scorpio, what did they say? The truly real 4K system. Even though 4K has been around for more than a year. And I expect Scorpio to be 400 up until 500. So minimum 400, maximum 500. I think more about 500 though, Because Microsoft said it's going to be a premium system. You know, it's going to be a high-end console, so it's going to be around 500, maybe even more, who knows. If Sony drops the price for the Pro to 350, the difference between 500 and 350 is pretty big. Yet, 4K upscaled and native 4K isn't really that big of a deal. And also, since still quite a lot of games are going to be native 4K on the PS4, and PS4 being a year sooner, it's going to be really hard for Microsoft to sell the system by only saying it's truly real 4K without any games to back it up. Bye bye Invisible Jim, thanks a lot for watching. Do you think there will be a PS4 Pro Slim? Yes. I think that at the last a year and a half, they will release PS4 Pro Slim with Blu-ray player. Maybe. You know, the thing is people don't understand that if Sony would have put in a Blu-ray player that the casual market doesn't use, because let's be honest here, the casual market don't care about 4K Blu player. You know, we check out Netflix, even I check out Netflix, you know, and Netflix is going to be 4K. So if Sony would have put in a 4K Blu-ray player on the PS4 Pro, the PS4 Pro would have been $450 or more expensive. And I have said this when the PS4 Pro was just a Neo. I said Sony is going to make the system really cheap because nobody is going to buy a $500 or $450 system. That's just an upgrade, and I was right. Again, I was right. 400 has been seen as like the perfect price for a system 3.5 times stronger than the PS4. Keep that in mind. The PS4 is 1.6, I think, or 1.9 teraflops, and the PS4 Pro is like 4.2. It is a lot stronger. And only $100 more is going to be the standard system. And the original PS4 is going to be the low-end system. It's going to be the easy entry system, because every game is still playable on the PS4. It just plays or looks better on the Pro. And a lot of families, a lot of casual gamers who play FIFA or whatever, they don't care about that. They don't give a shit. They just want the cheapest version of the PlayStation and play their game. And nobody knows how much the Pro has sold, but from what I have seen, is, you know, it's above, on Amazon it's above the Xbox Slim, it's above the original PlayStation, on Best Buy it's above. It's selling a lot of units because it caters to the hardcore gamer, you know, to the gamer that wants more. Could be true, but again, how much is a standalone Blu-ray player? You know, it's not $10. So putting out a good 4K player on the PS4 Pro, how much would that cost? $10, $20? That means that they have to up the price to $450. Too expensive. Too expensive. $400 is the perfect price for the PS4 Pro. And I really don't understand it. I'll be totally honest with you guys. I have never seen a movie on my PS3 or on my PS4. Never. Why? I have the system to play games. If I want to watch a movie, I click on my TV, put in Netflix, ta-da! Hundreds of movies. And the 4K Blu-ray sales are not that much. But Microsoft did it. Yes, Microsoft has a lot of money to spend. Their gaming revenue is decreasing. I think for like 12% was it? And they said because of lower hardware sales. But Microsoft are the kings of how do you say it? Of like talking about something, but they mean something else. Like they are the kings of spinning. I remember when back in the PS3 days, they were always boosting like, oh my god, holy shit, the Xbox 360 is destroying the PS3. We have sold so many units, this and that, and blah 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 blah. And now they're being crushed by the PS4, and they're like, oh no, we're not gonna give out any sale numbers anymore, because for us it is not important how many units we sell. It's important at good games and how much money we make. The console war, we don't really care about that. Even though on the PS3 days they were like boosting, oh my god, we have sold the most units, we have beaten Sony, this and that. Spinning. And you know what they say right now? Like if they lose or win, they say, we have seen an increase in digital sales. There are 20 million hours being played on the Xbox One, and we are the #1 console for 4 months. I'm like, what? There was actually an advertisement coming up for Xbox One that says the best-selling console in the US for 4 months. How fucking sad? How sad are you? Seriously. For the 3 years, and you're gonna say best-selling console for 4 months. What? What are they trying to achieve? That sounds so lame. It's like, we are losing every month besides 4 months. It's so stupid. That's why I hate Microsoft. They're a bunch of they're so annoying. I mean, seriously, if you win or lose, give us the information. People want to know how much did the Xbox One sell, how good or how bad is it selling. But all of a sudden, they don't care about that. But I will guarantee you, if the Scorpio is going to be a success, they're gonna say, oh, we sold 20 million Scorpio units, more than PS4 Pro. We are the #1 selling console. But I'm like, you didn't care about it, right? But they're gonna do that, because Microsoft is the king of spinning. They spin their PR thinking that they are doing extremely well, but they're not. And when they're doing extremely well, they are so extremely arrogant. Like, oh my god. At the end, the PS3 did win over Xbox 360. And that is just the power of PlayStation. PlayStation is, if you like it or not, a bigger name than Microsoft, than Xbox. It doesn't matter what Microsoft does. In the West, at least in Europe and Japan, the Xbox will never be the #1 console. And the United States alone cannot balance it out. That is something I don't understand. Is that Microsoft is creating the Scorpio for high-end console, for having the PC experience on console. Keep in mind though, is that in 1 year time, PCs will be ahead, miles ahead of Scorpio. Like Scorpio is going to be outdated. But whatever, so Microsoft wants that. But high-end gaming is where PC is. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do, high-end gaming is on PC. It's not on consoles, it's on PC. It will never be on consoles, and it never was on consoles. So you're gonna release a system for $500, $400, whatever. You're gonna create games for it, Gears, Halo, Gears, Halo, Gears, Halo, Halo, Halo Gears, Gears Halo, Forza, Forza Gears, Gears Halo. Whoa, another Gears! Oh my god, another Halo! Whoa, Forza number 20! Oh wait, we also have Skillbound. And you're gonna release those games on PC. So the audience you are targeting, PC gamers, but you're gonna release those games on PC that are going to be better on PC. Am I stupid, or I don't see the connection of that being a smart move. It is as stupid as people think, actually think, that Sony is going to release PlayStation 4 games right now on PC. Have you seen how many people are begging, Bloodborne, Uncharted, PC version? It's not gonna happen. The PlayStation is also selling because of the exclusives it has. If Sony puts it out on PC right now, you don't need a PlayStation. You can easily buy a PC. Sony understands that, and it seems that Microsoft does not. But it's because Microsoft is also investing in PC. And Sony is kind of no games are really available on PC. You can get their service of PlayStation Now, and you can stream PlayStation games to your PC. You cannot buy them. You cannot mod them. They will not run better. You can stream that as long as you buy Sony their service. It's something totally different. Yeah. I would be really shocked if Scorpio will actually start selling a huge amount of numbers. I'm like, what? I would be really surprised. But I don't think it's gonna happen. It's not a system for casual market. It's not a system for high-end PC gamers because they can easily play it on their PC. And to answer your question, I think that in some point in time, Microsoft will just totally focus on PC. Just say like, oh, the console, they will just spin it again and just say, oh, the console market is dead. No one is playing on consoles anymore. So that's why we, as of right now, our focus is only PC. We're gonna release all the games on PC, and we're not gonna create any more consoles because the consoles are not selling. That's what they're gonna say, easily. If Sony does it right, the PlayStation 5 could be a huge success again. If they make sure you can still play your PS4 games on it, if it's still cheap, if it's still genuinely a pretty good hardware, the PS5 is going to sell a lot of units again. And Sony and Microsoft is going to spin that and say, oh, the consoles are dead. I hope not too though, because competition creates good games. If we're back on the PS3 days, they may not have been pumping out all of these great games. But they did, because they knew and still know that you need games to sell a console. That is why we see so many projects, consoles. Yeah, and you have to realize that in a year from now on, 9 teraflops, maybe 12 or 14 teraflops. The Xbox Scorpio is going to be outdated even for PC gamers. So, you know, nobody really knows. It all depends on price. I mean, if Scorpion comes out at $400, that is an amazing price. That is an amazing price. I just don't think that will be the case. Because they said a lot of times it's going to be a premium product. It's going to be. I think they even said it's not going to be a cheap system. And you know what Microsoft is going to do? In every advertisement, they're gonna say the most powerful console in the world. That's what they're gonna say. Sony does that too right now with the Pro saying, you know, most powerful console, 4K only. But they never did that with the PS4. They never did that. But that is just how things go. But just with the Switch, even more with Scorpio, when Scorpio comes out, how many units did the PS4 sell? 70? Maybe 80 million units? It is impossible for Scorpio to beat that. Absolutely impossible. And, you know, next year, what type of games will we see? God of War? Days Gone? Nobody knows. But Sony is making a lot of games, so they have to release it someday. What does Scorpio have? Nothing. Are we gonna remaster Gears and Halo on 4K? Who gives a fuck? Gears flopped and Halo flopped. I have no idea what that is. I am not a hardware geek. You know, I know what like video RAM is, CPU. I understand CPU now, and I understand that teraflops is about graphical power. That's pretty much it. Where am I, by the way? Oh, I don't even need to be here. I will stick with consoles too. Not only that, the biggest disadvantage the PC has that I will never get over it is digital only. Pretty much all of the games are digital, and I don't support digital at all. Even if the PlayStation 5 will be digital only, I will not be buying it. I do not support digital games. So I will never spend my money on PC. And again, you know, if you really want to focus on PC gaming, you have to do it right. And that meaning spending a huge amount of money on PC, and every 5 years or so spending another huge amount of money of upgrading all the gear. Like a video card can sometimes cost 2 times more than the PS4. What? I don't want that. I want to spend my time and money on games, not on hardware. Oh, level 34. I may be under-leveled here. I'm not really sure.
Good job.
Yeah, you can download copies of games, and what makes Steam big is, of course, the Steam sales. I mean, you can literally buy an entire franchise for like $10. That is awesome. That is the only one of the only good things about PC gaming. But again, it is digital. I don't care about digital. Even $10 is too expensive for digital, in my opinion. We have to go here. I'm also against illegal stuff. Yeah, always buy the games. Definitely if you like the game or you like the developer, support the game, support the developer. If everybody downloads their games, developers cannot make any games anymore. That is true. You're actually seeing that a lot more nowadays when a developer is being shut down or they don't have the rights to a certain game anymore. They just put it out. They put the game offline, you cannot download it anymore, and your money is gone. And everyone can scream as hard as they can, saying, oh, that will never happen with Steam. Steam is forever. Nothing is forever. And then they will say, oh, I don't care in 10 years about the game I buy now. Maybe now we won't care, but in 10 years time, when you're older, you will care. Do you really think that when I was a kid, I cared about games? No, but right now, I'm like, oh my god, the good old, PlayStation 1 days, the good old PlayStation 2 games, they were so amazing. I care now, because I'm older, I care. And sometimes I care that I spend too much money on it. Sometimes I care that the game that I never bought is now super expensive. I care. Indie developers are the future. AAA developers, I won't say they will die out. It's just that their games are just going to be sequels and like the most interesting games we're seeing on this generation are from indies. And Limited Run is putting out so many indie games physical. Did you know that they need a couple more titles and they are officially the biggest game publishers in the world? Like what? That's awesome. Microsoft Minecraft officially is an indie game, but it's so extremely popular that the big developers, the big companies like Microsoft spend a huge amount of money buying the rights. But Minecraft is an indie. No Man's Sky is an indie game. That is why they made such a big mistake marketing as a AAA game. Letting people spend $60 on No Man's Sky, the prototype. Because that is what No Man's Sky is. No Man's Sky right now is a prototype. Yeah, like indies, these developers are small. Sometimes it's their last money. And, and as you said, they have heart for the project they're making. They don't have a CEO patting them on the back saying, the game needs to come out, the game needs to come out. We need to sell 10 million copies or else you're fired. You know, so Battlefield has to sell 10 million copies or else I'm fired. Indie developers don't need that. They don't have that. They just slowly make their game and most of the time create a beautiful... Look at Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight could be seen as one of the best platform games this generation. It's beautiful. What a great game. Yet, graphically, it's just like a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo game. But it's the heart, it's the atmosphere, it's the soul that Shovel Knight has that makes the game so incredible. Just like Journey. Well, here's like a lot of times when you have a small team, they are your friends. On Netflix, you can check it out. On Netflix, there's a really interesting movie called Indie the Movie. And it's of the developer of Braid and Super Meat Boy and Fez from the days they were working on that game. And you will see them, like the developer of Super Meat Boys, these people are friends. And the money they spend in that game is from working, is from families, from friends. You know, they don't have an investor. They make their own game. You know, they don't need a salary because they are making the game. So a lot of times indies make the game out of their own pockets. Does it cost a lot of money? Yes. Does it take a huge amount of time? Yes. But that is because you're only one guy or two guys. There is a game called Rebel Galaxy, and that's been made by two people. But if you play it, you're like, this is a AAA game. This game is gigantic. Made by two people. Mountain Blade, the original one, made by two people. But they got big and they created a team, and now, you know, they earn money. But investors are more for, you know, EA, Sony, Microsoft. Yes, that's impossible. Big companies only care about money. Really. You know, of course you have the bad ones like EA and Activision, and you have the good ones like Nintendo and Sony. You know, Nintendo and Sony, I talked about that yesterday. They let their developing teams make whatever they want. With Microsoft, you know, Respawn, the creators of... Is it the creators of Halo? But the creators of Halo, they really said that, you know, we left Microsoft because they were demanding that we create Halo. Only Halo, keep on making Halo. But we wanted to make something else? Nope, make Halo. So they left Microsoft and they created the game they wanted to make that's called Destiny. You know, Microsoft is not allowing them to do that, from what I've read and heard. Sony and Nintendo does let developers make what the hell they want. Naughty Dog said it's going to be the last Uncharted. It's going to be the last Uncharted. You know, Guerrilla Games, the creators of Killzone, they want to make an open world RPG. They are making an open world RPG. So they are letting, you know, they still care about money. We've seen that with Zipper Interactive being shut down. We've seen them with London studios being shut down because Wipeout failed. We see that. They care about money, but they also still care about the people itself. Tecmo Koei is an awesome team, and you have to realize that, like Nippon Ichi, Falcom, Tecmo Koei, we think that these companies are gigantic, but they're not. They really rely on fans. You know, if their fans are not buying, you know, the Legend of Heroes or Samurai Warriors games anymore, they will be shut down. So it will be stupid of them to not care. Activision, however, who gives a fuck? Activision thinks, who are you? I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna reply to your message because we're selling millions of copies of our games and all the casual sheeps are buying it. Who are you? I don't give a shit about you. That is what EA says. That is what Microsoft says. That is, again, what Sony also says. If you contact Sony, they will never contact you back. That's true. Also because, really, if you're one guy and you have 6,000 questions every day, can you answer that? It's impossible to answer. Also, one of the reasons why bigger companies don't talk to people like us, because thousands of them are talking and they cannot reply to all of them. But smaller developers and publishers, and especially indies, rely on their fans and on people who are interested in their game. You know, we've seen that with Mighty Number 9. Such a fuck up. You know, review sites getting the game before the people who spent money making sure that he can buy the that he can create the game. That's not how you treat your fans. And trust me, that guy is never going to do a successful Kickstarter again. No one is going to trust that guy again. It's sad though, because he was such a legendary creator, but he fucked up No Man's Sky. He fucked up Mighty Number 9. Same with No Man's Sky, Sean Murray. No one's gonna believe him. If he says, oh, I'm working on this game, and he's showing beautiful screens, everyone will be like, oh, whatever, I don't give a shit. Because he fucked No Man's Sky up. That's how it is.